Hi folks, welcome to ParaQuest UK. It's Adam back with you for the weekly vlog. I did want to try and get it done yesterday, but time escaped me as it normally does, particularly with working it, my work sort of keeps me busy a bit longer these days, so it can make life a bit harder for doing this sort of thing. So anyway, I hope you're all good, you're all safe, keeping safe, all that palaver, and you keep yourself entertained. So first off, I've got some recorded content coming. The first part will be this week, and then the follow-up will be next week. And this is a real-life house clearance where Rudy and myself, we get to grips with a spirit that's causing a family a lot of hassle, and you'll have to wait and see what happens with that. But what I can tell you are two things. One, if you're expecting jump scary stuff, like some of the other channels do for clicks and, all that sort of business, then you're not going to get that, okay? But what we will give you is a real situation. And you can see what and you can watch and see how Rudy and I deal with that and what the outcome is. So, yeah, this week and next week, it's a two-parter, and that will give you some insight into how a house clearance is dealt with. So that's the recorded content. Now, live stuff, we've got this channel has its next live stream next Monday, which is Ask a Medium. So anyone who wants a reading, obviously, we'll be able to do that for you. I'm going to try and pull in a special guest or two, depending on whether they're busy or not. So that will be next Monday. And live streams from this channel itself. Now, as you're all aware, I'm sort of restricted at the moment because of a phone issue. Now, I bought the Xperia one earlier this year. Camera went wrong. I had an enormous trouble trying to get it repaired from the company I bought it from. Come back to me, I've got second-hand parts which I'm going to do the job, and at the moment that phone is coming in with Rudy, who is a bit of a whiz of electronical stuff, and I'm really hoping that we can get that repaired, because I really want to get out and do some live streaming for you guys. Our location live streams seem to work pretty well. So that's the plan. And as you know, although I've got my XR20, my old Nokia, working again, because I was having issues with that, a lot of the reason I went to the Sony, for some reason, although it records okay, when I go to do live streams, it loses audio. I don't know why. That's both the phone's own microphone and when I've plugged an external one in. So I really don't know what the problem is, but yeah, as I said, I'm really hoping to get back to the Sony very, very soon, and we can get and do some on-site live streams. So, yeah, that's that. With Paranormal Essex, obviously that's all going strong. We've just had a first episode that went out Halloween. Really hope you got the episode 1 in Return to the Unknown, where we went to Pluckley. Really hope you guys enjoyed that. There's going to be another one at the end of this month, and obviously keep your eyes out on the socials, both here and Paranormal Essex, for future live streams that come up. So yeah, we're really getting to grips with it now. We're and getting on with that pretty well. Okay, so actually I think I'm doing quite well here. Yeah, as I say, there's been a lot of time back, because as I say, I've done recorded content and all the live stream stuff. Now I'm going to talk Rettendon. Yes, that subject that never seems to go away, no matter obviously, this channel got well built up for the Rettendon stuff, and it did, and I did put a lot of work into that. So yeah, now Neil is one of my regular subscribers. He really interacts with us, and he's a good guy. Posed a question which I'm just going to read out. So I'm sort of multitasking here. Neil just said wanted to ask a question on the last live stream, didn't get a chance. So if we went down the lane again and asked the same questions that I have done previously, which you guys pretty much know, from if you go back and watch the 3 times that I've been down there, would the answers be the same, or would the spirits be offended in some way and just shut down on you and you get nothing? Can you shed any light on this? Now that is a really interesting question. I have thought about it. The honest answer is to being offended, I don't know. I think when we went down the last time, Pat were kind of, I got the impression Pat would like us to come back, so that's that. What I would like to try is maybe some different psychics down there, yeah, to see if the responses would come back. Now, on the 3 times that have been down there, the first time is one of the first collabs I did when, you know, I was separate to Paranormal Essex, so it was one of the first collabs we'd done, and we had Rob, who's pretty gifted. He'd done really well with the Estes method, and we got some great answers that night. The second time we went down there, we had Julie and Mark, and Mark come out with some stuff. Some of it was interesting, other bits might have been a bit off. I'll tell you about Paranormal Essex and the WhatsApp groups going off at the minute. Might have been a bit wide of the mark, excuse that pun, shall we say. So, but, you know, the responses were interesting from both Mark and Julie nonetheless. And I was working off my dowsing rods as well, which was really odd because it was really cold that night. You know, trying to get my hands still to get the answers was a hard thing. But I felt Tony came through on that evening. And there was some good responses. Now, on the third time was when Rudy and myself, so there was Rudy, Gloria, him and Karen, and yeah, so it was quite different. Now, Rudy and Gloria had very little knowledge of the murders. You know, good mediums do like to go in blind with this sort of thing, so they can't be swayed with prior knowledge of the site or what's gone on at a place. And as you remember, Pat came through to Gloria. I did feel that the responses were very genuine, you know, and the takeaway for me was what coming on one I've said before was I like Pat. You know, whether that Pat in spirit is different to Pat in real life, or what Pat was like when he was here, that remains to be seen. But as I say, my takeaway from that was a lot of Pat. Pat wouldn't, was, I can put it, very economical with responses, and it was hard to get, and it was hard to get any kind of acknowledgements for the questions I was asking. So there were some telling moments when I was asking about whether they moved away from the lane, and I got some responses which I presumed to be that they did, although of the 3 sites, they never said anything from what Gloria was gauging. There was a positive response to being at the Allsick Cock and being at the Carpenter's Arms, but not at the Fortune of War. So yeah, but I still got stuff that I would like confirmation. You know, you know, as to any other vehicles that were down the lane at the time. and 1 or 2 other bits. I'd just like to get some, if we can get some confirmation, that'd be handy. So yeah, as to whether they would be offended, as I say, I honestly don't know. I think possibly not. If we kind of explain, look, we just want to, I've got different guys here. We want to kind of make a final confirmation, and then we can walk away and leave it there. Now, as I've long maintained before, my interest in it is purely the events of that night and who was there. That's all I'm interested in. I don't care about anything else. I don't care who set it up, who was involved, who might, you know, who pulled strings, who might have supplied the guns, all that business. I really do not give a monkey's about. I'm just, all I want to know is the events of that, the events between 7 and midnight essentially, and who was there and the vehicles that were there, so we can kind of clarify things. But yeah, it would be interesting to go down with maybe some different mediums. We'll have to see on that, but I'll we'll see what happens. Now, moving on with the Rettendon stuff, I've got some little bits on my computer that I did start, but it was kind of unfinished. I kind of made some notes on some bits, which was some of it's to do with Darren Nichols, and the other bits are to do with the movements, the last movements of Pat, Tony and Craig. And I want to try and, if and when I get round to doing them, so I'm on busy so and so, probably the January would be best time to do it. If I've got less DJ working at that time, I might have a little bit more time to work on this, if that makes sense. So what I would like to try and do is do a similar kind of video to what I did with the oh my god, I've forgotten his name. Billy Jasper, that's it, I nearly forgot about him. So what I would like to try and do is a video in a similar vein to what I did with Billy Jasper, to track the last routes that all 3 did. And yeah, I mean, doing that and giving a closer, putting Darren Nichols under closer scrutiny, as much as the information that is out there, because as we all know, he went into witness protection, had a change of identity and all the rest of it. So there's very limited information out there, but what there is, I want to look through it as much as I can and try and form an image of Darren and his psychology. That's the idea. Past that, I really don't know if there's anything else I can personally do with the Rettendon murders. There's as I said, I'm not bothered about who ordered it, who was involved, and and all the he said, she said, all that sort of business. I'm not interested in that. I just want to know the bare facts, and that's it, what was there. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going for Rettendon. If that sounds like a bit of a ramble, I do apologise. I'm just sort of thinking off the bat, but yeah, that's where we are. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to leave it there. So, just forgetting, I nearly forgot about this. I nearly forgot to say this. So, Saturday week, that's the 22nd, Saturday the 22nd of November. If you would like to do a meet and greet with both myself and Adam, Paranormal Essex Adam, we will be at the Balmoral Centre in Westcliff, Southend. So if you want to come down and meet us and have a chat about what we do, and our experiences and that, we'll also be doing a little chat on microphone as well. So yeah, if you want to come down, you're more than welcome. It's a great day. It's a holistic fair for the upcoming winter festivities. So again, Saturday the 22nd, you can have a meet and greet with myself and Adam at the Balmoral Centre in Westcliff. And so, yeah, we would love to see you there. Once again, that's it. We're done. Thank you. Love and light. God bless everybody. And, yeah, you got any further questions, drop them below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks again. Bye-bye.